Good morning and welcome to a session on cost accounting by Vishal Mehta. We have all heard of three accounting terms: financial accounting, cost accounting and management accounting. Let us quickly try and understand what each of these are. When we talk in terms of financial accounting, what do we actually mean? We mean recording of all transactions which are financial in nature. For example, whatever purchases happen in an organization within an accounting period, they are recorded. You sell something, you record in the books of accounts. What are you trying to do? You are trying to keep a record of all transactions which are happening within a year of an organization. Now, what is the basic objective? The objective is to record and ultimately go on to make a profit and loss account and balance sheet. These are those statements which will give idea about the profitability of an organization as also the financial status of an organization. The next term that we come across is cost accounting. Cost accounting, as the name itself implies, it's accounting in terms of the cost. We take into consideration the cost of a product and we record all transactions which will help us to ascertain the cost of manufacturing a product. The third term is management accounting. This is the latest discipline which has come into being, and this discipline takes the responsibility of informing the management and helping the management in taking decisions. It takes into consideration the figures given by financial accounting as well as cost accounting, and then it derives reports or makes reports out of it and then helps the management to take decisions. We move on to understanding what cost accounting is, because here we will be dealing more with cost accounting rather than anything else. Before we get on to what is cost accounting, let us understand the meaning of costing. Well, in accounting terms, costing refers to a system of calculating the amount of money it takes to produce goods or operate a business. In simple terms, let's put it simply. If you are producing a duster, how much does it cost to make a duster? That is what is costing. Then what is cost accounting? Well, the branch of accounting that deals with calculation of cost per unit, management of cost per unit, and control of cost per unit is called cost accounting. Or in other words, cost accounting denotes the formal accounting mechanism by means of which costs are ascertained by recording them in the books of accounts. Simply put, the entire discipline which covers costing is cost accounting. Whatever you do under the process, in the process of finding out the cost of a product, is covered under cost accounting. What are the objectives and functions of cost accounting? The foremost function is ascertainment of cost and profit. You need to find out what is the cost of making a product, and ultimately you find out what is the profit achieved by producing that product, by ultimately selling that product. Another objective is cost control and cost reduction. The reason why you're recording all the transactions and maintaining a cost record is because you want to know at what stage of the process how much cost has been incurred and how you can control that and ultimately reduce the cost. And why do you want to reduce the cost? You want to reduce the cost because you want to increase the profit margin. Cost accounting helps in making your business policies. How does that happen? Well, let us imagine that you have a business policy wherein you decide that you can keep a margin of about 15% on your cost. Well, you cannot sell a product beyond the selling price which is being offered by the competitors. So in order to ensure that you are able to decide the policy correctly, your 15% margin is good enough, you really need some support from the cost accounting discipline. It is there that cost accounting will help us in understanding how this policy of framing our profit component can be decided. It helps in determination of selling price also. Supposing we have a cost of production of rupees 100, whereas the product can be sold in the market only at rupees 90. So how much will you price your product for? Difficult to answer, because your cost is exceeding the ability of the market to pay. So it is in such circumstances that cost accounting records will help you, and it will help you in determining the selling price. And for determining the selling price and getting a bigger margin, it is important that we ascertain the cost and we control the cost and ultimately reduce the cost. And thereby it will also help you in framing your business policies. Now, what exactly is the meaning of cost? Well, it is the amount of expenditure incurred or attributable to a given thing. Now if you go back and look at the previous slides, you will understand what we were talking about. If cost is the amount of expenditure incurred, now how many different types can we classify it? We have a product, and this product, in order to be produced or manufactured, requires direct material, direct labor, and overheads. What is direct material? Well, direct material is the total amount of material which is required to produce that product, and it can be directly attributable to that product. For example, the tires in an automobile. What is direct labor? Well, those labor costs that can be easily traced to individual units of product is direct labor. Example is wages paid to automobile assembly workers. What are overheads? Costs that cannot be easily traced directly to specific units produced are overheads. They are also called indirect. So examples are indirect material and indirect labor. So when we talk in terms of indirect materials used to support the production process. Example, lubricants, cleaning supplies used in the automobile assembly plant. Wages paid to employees who are not directly involved in production work come under indirect labor. Example is maintenance workers, security guards, etc. Thank you. This was a brief about cost accounting. We'll deal with each of these aspects in detail in our future lectures. Thank you very much.
क्लोज कर दी अरे तो इसको सेव नहीं